He was one. He divided himself into three. One third became the sun. One part became Vayu. This prana divided itself into three. The east became the head, the southeast and northeast became the arms. If you stand like that facing the sun, the two are the arms. The west became the backside or the pucha. The southwest and northwest are the bones of the pelvis, and the north and the south are the two sides. So, and the Jog, heaven, is considered as the backside or the buttocks of the deity. The earth is the body fixed in apus. We are talking about the Vastu Purusha of the entire earth. The Antariksha is the Udara of the Vastu Purusha, and one who knows this division can get dwelling places wherever he goes. This is the Vastu of the earth. This is how you look at the directions when you face the sun. That the sun, the winds and the earth are the three parts here mentioned. The relation of these two is clear because of all these are one. You can't separate your hand from your body. This is one body. So division is just to see that the entire thing is the same, whole thing. The division is for the sake of understanding of the one who dwells on earth. One has to know the Prapancha. For that, first you have to know the sun. Looking at the sun, you have to know the directions, and then you have to compare your body with the Prapancha body. For that, the division is said, not that it is divisible. Facing the east, where the sun rises, then dividing the directions as his own body parts is mentioned, which we still teach young children for teaching the directions. Directions are important, especially for a population or a people who are ocean going. Knowing the directions is very important. If one knows the directions in this way and the directions of the wind, one can go to any place on the globe and apply the same there and dwell. Whether you are in India or America, these directions are the same. Looking at the sun and finding your own directions, looking at the wind and noting the direction of the wind to travel, these things are the same everywhere. They cannot be changed. No. This statement has to be noted clearly because it is said during the dawn of the human civilization. This Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, which is at the dawn of the civilization when the people were forest dwellers, knew this truth. That we have to note. That is the importance here. Not that we know it now, but at that time they have noted this and they had known this is very important. Agni and Vayu and the sun, their interdependence and the dependence of the earth and its beings on these three forms of energy is brought out here. How the one energy by transformation of energy became different types of energy and made filling with the Sankhya or Sankhya Purana is also said here, denoting the dawn of mathematics at the dawn of civilization itself in India. The Atmarupa was Eka. That was destroyed by the Atma himself, Atma itself, because it is a Mritue Rupa. Atma is Mrityu, Kala. He himself make himself into many. Because he wanted to create several new universes out of his Eka form. The Mrityu is the division of the one into the many. The formation of organs for an organless, bodiless Atma means it is Mrityu for the Atman. Whatever is Amritha and Rupa is eternal, and whatever is Mrita and with Rupa is having birth and death, so it is not eternal. So the creation of the many is seen as the death here, not as Srishti but as Samhara it is seen. Not vice versa as we usually think. The Prapancha with form is Agni or fire. The Prapancha itself is Agni. It is the hunger which is never satiated. The Sarupa and Saguna Prapancha, the world with a form and qualities is having its pratishta or fixation in the Arupa and Nirguna ocean of energy, which is called here as Tejorashi, as Samvith Sagara. So samsara exists in the Samvith only. Samsara also is Samvith. Srishti says, Eva ime loge evam ime loge. The Prapancha has Gathiseela. The beings on earth also is Gathiseela. We are movable. There are immobile objects, and also we, like animals, birds, all are Gathiseela, movable, like the Prapancha. And we represent the earth. Earth also is at one. Simultaneously, it is movable and immovable. So we are also like that. Wherever it goes, wherever the earth goes, it gets a pratishta. Therefore, it is both moving and fixed, both Sayana and Nirayana. This is the state of the Brahmajnani also. Brahmajnani also is like that. Wherever he goes, he is not attached to it, but he gets a place wherever he goes because of his nature. Like that. The oneness of the cosmic energy and the bioenergy and the power of knowledge in human neurobiological energy are in this way unified. This is the Ekatva or Advaita in the beginning of the world, the beginning of the civilization itself. So, very important to grasp that point. Then he decided, let me have a second soul and Atma. The hunger that was Mritue divided mind and Vak equally as two. And that is a Mithuna or a twin. From that Retas or semen was born the samvatsara or the year. Before that, samvatsara was not born. He was in the womb for 1 year and then he was delivered. Samvatsara was delivered. When he was born, the Mritue with his open mouth came near to devour it. So the newborn baby, Samvatsara, made a sound, Bhan. And this Bhan, this word became the word or the Vak. The all-swallowing Mritue wanted to create another being from him. During the Pralaya, when he was alone, he meditated in mind as before, the Vak with the Trailakshana, as let me, the one, become two. The process is as before. That means it has been repeated several times before. It is a repetition of the same thing. The creation of universe and of knowledge of it are not new things, but repeating in time space forever. When hunger for creation meditated on the word in his mind, actually it was a thought, not yet expressed as external word. The thought and the mind were created first. They are twins. Thought and mind twins and are equals. This seed was within the womb for 1 year in the Chitta Garbha. And after observation and analysis for at least a minimum of 1 year only, we can say about the seasonal energy changes and wind movements. Don't you think so? So 1 year we have to think, observe, analyze what is happening, what is the seasonal energy changes, what are the wind movements throughout the year, and the movements of the earth in relation to the sun and other related bodies. Therefore, the first son or the Samvatsara is a astronomer, the first astronomer. The first astronomer was born after a minimum of 1 year of pregnancy of thought of his mind and the twin energy of mind and thought as a Mithuna. At least for 1 hour he might have meditated, he might have observed, analyzed all these things. When the first creation or Samvatsara was born, due to its nature of all-swallowing character, the Creator himself came to devour it. The child was afraid The emotion of fear occurs when one recognizes another. There is somebody another than me who can injure me. That thought creates fear. So the baby was afraid. So it was natural when the one was made into two. The fear of avidya, of destruction, made the child cry out the word Bhan. Thus was born the first Vaikhari Vak, what you call the Vak or the word, the origin of spoken word and the origin of measurement of time are both shown here. The birth of the first astronomer is also indicated, and he understood by observation and by thoughtful analysis. The time measurements, the Kalachakra was first noted, the time measurements, dividing the timeless into different times, seasons, hours, minutes, seconds, everything. He was afraid of his end or death. When one calculates the time, one is also afraid of the time of his death. He knows that. And thus the end of his newfound knowledge. When I am not here, my knowledge also will be lost. So in him, a word for teaching to posterity, that is educating the others about his knowledge, otherwise the knowledge may be lost. It has to be born. The eternity of the science is in language acquisition and transference of knowledge. If you don't have a knowledge, if you don't have a language, you cannot transfer anything to others. So commentary of the Nitya Chaitanya Yadi shows the need of word and thought as like this. The word comes only after the mentioning the imperative need for the word to occur. The need is the danger of annihilation of one does not think. Guru Nitya also connects the word Bhan to the word Phaan. Bha is also pronounced by some people as Fa. Then it is Phaan, Fa. Phany, the word as in Phany is a Naga. Phany. So this is very pertinent because the Phany were the serpent kings, Phanisha, or the serpent kings of the yogic tradition in Rigvedic India. And from those times up to Jain and Buddhist times, the language, the trade, commerce, economy and knowledge system all were with these Phany people. Even in the Western references, we find the Phoenicians. In India's oldest history, the Mushaka Vamsha, we saw that the king of Mushaka Vamsha clan, Chandravarma, went out to the ocean with his ships. Several ships he had. With this, he went out to explore the world through the oceans as a Phanisha or Phaneeswara. That is the Phoenician, the first Phoenician. He had gone, and so the Bhan or Phaan, Phany or Phany. Phany is Phanisha is a corrupted word by Westerners into Phoenicians. So such things are also in between the lines. These also are there.